Good morning, friends! We're here for Get Ready With Me, but we're also going to do an unboxing because some of what's in this box I want to use today. This is from... who is this from? Give Me Glow Cosmetics. I never heard about them until like a year or two ago, I think. And they had an eyeshadow palette. It's like a teddy bear palette. Neutral palette. So that shouldn't surprise any of you. But I waited and waited and waited to get it. Let me just say, holy moly. Matt already knows this because I mentioned him the other day. That I'm definitely going to be paying way more attention to my purchases now. I'm going to plan out my purchases. Well, if you guys watched yesterday's Get Ready With Me, which I posted last night, I did say that going forward, like April onward, I'm going to pre-plan what I'm planning on buying each month instead of me just like, I don't know, wanting so many things and buying it all at once, spending a lot of money at once. I think if I already know, like going into the month, what I'm planning on buying, then I won't go on all the sites. Most of it, I think, though, is going to be in Canada because 2 orders that I've done, I could have gone to Sephora, done an order, or like gone into the store and bought a bunch of stuff that was on my wish list or whatever, just for the duties that we had to pay. One of the duties fees was $80. And I'm pretty sure the eyeshadow palette that's in here, I did get a couple of other things, but they were like $5 items. But the eyeshadow palette was probably, I think, $80 or $100. So the fact that I had to pay $80 duties, I could have got 2 palettes. Like, I don't understand. I don't understand the whole duties thing. Because I've never had to pay them before. But, like, there's duties, there's brokerage fee, GST, PST, all kind, like exchange rate. The exchange rate, that's whatever. But I don't know. So now I've never had to pay duties on anything before. Anyways, I had to pay $80 on this one. And then I also have another one. This I might open tomorrow, I think, and save it. But we also had to pay $63 on this one. So again, I could have gone to Sephora, just stayed in my own country. Now, mind you, I never ordered from this brand before or DD Signature before. But I've ordered from like Ensley Rain, ColourPop, Natasha Denona, Hourglass. Like, I've placed all kinds of orders from places outside of Canada. Never ever have I had to pay duties. Even with my Ipsy BoxyCharm, I don't pay duties or anything. So it's like, is it just places like this that do that? So now it has me like a bit... I'm definitely very hesitant now to place orders from places that I do want stuff from. Like, even like Nomad Cosmetics never had duties or that from there. I want to keep this because I want to see if I can try and understand the whole duties thing because I don't get it, but it's not cool. Even Beautylish, I've never had to pay duties or that from there either. This is the first for me. The only time that I recall paying duties is my friend Chris sent me something, but it was like $20. And to me, that was like, okay, whatever. And then, man, they give you all these papers, which looks like all the same thing. It's like, what is all this? I guess this is the invoice, but anyways, I'll put that aside and take a look at that later too. So yeah, we're gonna get ready with it with some of what's in here today. If I can get it open. Oh my gosh. So it comes packaged like this. All right, the first thing that we have in here, I believe, is an empty palette. Give Me Glow. This is raised and it feels like it's metal or something. It has butterflies on it. This is an empty palette because my plan for this one and then this next one I have, which is also an empty palette, looks like this. Also has Give Me Glow right here. Is I want to make 2 of my own palettes, and they're probably going to be neutrals to like maybe a cool tone one or a warm tone one. We'll see. I'll get singles from wherever. Not right now, but those were on sale. So I did pick them up. I'm going to keep all the bubble wrap. So that when I send out packages, because I only have 2 that I want to send out, then I have some bubble wrap. Because I have the 500 subscriber one, which that'll get sent out sometime in April once I finish gathering what I want to send out in that. And then I'm working on a package for my friend Chris. Her and I are doing, I guess we can call it friend mail. Alright, I'll show that last. So we do have 3 of these. They're all called Bronzed Bombshell. Online, they look like they're blushes, though. So this one's called Good Times and Tan Lines. Here's the packaging. Oh, wow. That's definitely a nice bronzer powder. Okay, nice. Kind of looks like it has like a little bit of an olive undertone, but because it's not too warm, and if I go in light-handed, that'll work as a nice bronzer. So again, that one's called Good Times and Tan Lines. Just grabbing a cloth. Then we have Swim Shady. That's kind of funny. Like, is that supposed to be Slim Shady? Because that's the first thing that popped up in my mind. And this one looks like this. So that's even lighter. Maybe these are all bronzers. For some reason I thought they were... Okay, that's nice too. That's very nice. These are both work for me. This one looks like it has like a bit of a pink undertone, like if you compare them side by side. All right. And then this next one's called Sunburn. Again, looks like this. Ooh, that looks so pretty. This is the one I think I was going to use as a blush, but we'll see how it looks. See how it looks very rosy? It's called Sunburn, but in my mind, I was like, I think I could use that as, yep, a blush. Here we go. So, a blush, 2 bronzers. Again, this also says Bronze Bombshell. I'm not sure who would use it as a bronzer. Whether you're even dark skin, like, that looks more like a blush, right? Anyways, 2 new bronzers and a blush for me. So I'll definitely use some of this today. And then the eyeshadow palette, this is what was on, this was the #1 thing that I wanted from the Give Me Glow Cosmetics, My Little Teddy. I know it says limited edition. It did go away and it came back in stock. I do know they're coming out with a second one, and they're going to do it, I think, more... Is this warm toned or cool toned? I'd say this is heavy. They're going to do another one. Obviously, I'm not going to get it. This is kind of like a plastic. Looks like this, though. Looks like that on the back. I'll swatch these, but this is the palette I'm going to use. We all know why I got this, because it's neutral. And it has mattes and shimmers. There's 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18 shades. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 shimmers, and then the rest are all matte. We'll swatch this, starting from the top row. Make our way through. It doesn't look anything fantastic. That one doesn't want to come off my finger. I have to get a wipe. They feel nice. Did I need this palette? Definitely not. Because I probably have all these shades already. I mean, don't we all? 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 1, 2, 3. Yeah, they do feel nice. This is definitely warm tone. I think the other teddy bear one that they said they're going to do a cool tone version. But like I said, now that I know I have to pay duties from this brand, no, I won't be ordering from them no more. And I will not be ordering from DD Signature no more. I don't want to pay duties. I don't want to pay the same price for duties that I am the eyeshadow palette. To me, it's too much. Whoa. Very pretty. These shimmers to me are more metallic, which is very nice. I got 2 more shades. We'll do the last 2. These are kind of cute, the names that they have for them. Like Sugar Bear, Cozy AF, Plush Buddy, Cocoa Cuddles, Teddy Graham, Bear Claw Glaze, Wanna Play, Bare Necessities, Hug Life, Oversized, Chocolate Club, Positivity Adorable, Such a Softie, Warm and Fuzzy Feelin', Extra Fluffy, Honey Pot, Snuggle Squad, This Ain't Build-A-Bear. These are the last 2 shades. Yeah, these are definitely more, these are metallics, not shimmers. Like, they're shimmery, but they're more metallic. So that's very pretty. First thoughts that come to my mind with this palette is ColourPop. What is that palette that they have? I think great. Not a box of chocolates, that palette. At first glance, that's what this makes me think of. And Grace, I believe, has that one in her room. So, if you like this color story, and you don't want to pay the price, look at ColourPop. They have Not a Box of Chocolates. There's so many brands that have a very similar color story. I just really wanted to try this brand, and this was the only palette they have that I wanted. And like I said, I will not be buying anything else from them now. Just because of the duties. I don't want to... It's too expensive. Very pretty. And then we'll wipe this off. And then we'll get going on the makeup. Black doesn't want to come off. Okay. All right, let's get started. I do want to turn this off. There we go. So for those empty palettes, I'm going to see who does single shadows where I don't have to pay duties, because I do not want to do that. For foundation today, let's do... I've been using a lot of the same ones this week. Let's use the Makeup by Mario one. I did wear this one once this week, or was it twice? I can't remember now. And someone did ask, like, oh, how did it wear? And I felt like it wore really good. What I wanted to do, or should have done, yesterday I wore the e.l.f. one, and I wish I would have come on and showed you guys how my makeup looked last night. But I did post a photo on my Instagram. I didn't write any context, but I took a photo last night and posted it on Instagram before I washed my makeup off of what my makeup was looking like last night, and it looks still so good. And I didn't even use setting spray yesterday. That e.l.f. foundation is so good, at least in my opinion, and for my skin. I really like it. That Ensley Rain collection, I ain't gonna lie, I came so close to ordering the collection yesterday. I added it to cart. I was staring at it. I kept looking at what comes in the collection, looking at the palette, looking at the swatches, looking at what people created with it. As much as I want that, I'm not gonna order it. I'm just gonna talk myself out of ordering even just a palette on its own. It's so pretty though, but we don't want to order something because it's pretty. I have plenty of Ensley Rain palettes. I will say this though, if that palette came solo to I Feel Beautiful Canada, which is in BC, I might reconsider getting the palette, but I definitely don't need the collection, even though it's very pretty. I don't know. On second thought, I don't know how often I would use the palette. And I don't want to get it just because of the shimmers. And then I know Eden and I think Chris too, I don't know if Andy said anything. So we've all been patiently waiting for Glamlight to release their Twilight collection. There's like a Jacob eyeshadow palette, an Edward eyeshadow palette. There's the Twilight mirror, which me and my sister Leah were like, yeah, you gotta get the mirror, Tammy. So I think I might get the mirror. There's a highlighter, which I don't want the highlighter. There's a lip kit. I don't want the lip kit. The only things that I'd like to get from that is the Twilight mirror, because we love Twilight. And I would use the mirror. And then me and Eden's been talking about the two eyeshadow palettes, and I was like, yeah, I'm going to order them both. But now I'm thinking, between the two palettes, right off the bat, the palette that I was like, yeah, I want that one is the Jacob palette. Because looking at the Edward palette, I feel like if I get that one, I'm just getting it so I can have a Team Edward and Team Jacob palettes. I don't think that I actually would get much use out of the Edward palette just based on the color story. Is it nice? Yes. But I have the Chucky palette, And I feel like the Chucky palette has some similar shades to the Edward palette. And then when I seen, like, my first thoughts when I seen the Edward palette from that collection was that it reminds me an awful lot of, like, all those Halloween palettes that Glamlight has. Like, some, like, I don't know. I just don't think I would use that one. So now I'm going to say, no, I'm not going to order the Edward one. Even though I am Team Edward for Twilight, the Jacob palette is more, it's what I would use. I don't think I would use the Edward one at all. So, and I'm not in any rush right now. Like, I'm not going to go out right now and get them because they're out. Okay, foundation. But yeah, I'm not going to order the Edward palette. All right. We're going to use the e.l.f. Camo bronzer and contour. We gotta be smart with our money. I also gotta stop just buying things because I'm like, oh. And again, we've had this conversation plenty of times. I'm just using my foundation brush to do this as well. I've actually seen plenty of new things that are out where I'm like, looks like both Morphe and Makeup Revolution are making, well, not are, they have made. Are they all trios of like a cream blush and 2 powder blushes in one? I'd say if you're like, and the colors look really good. I think Revolution has the trios. And I don't remember if Morphe is just the duos like the Patrick Ta or if it's a trio as well. But if you were interested in Patrick Ta or One Size, and you haven't bought in those because of price, maybe consider when they get theirs released to like actually buy them. Maybe check out the Makeup Revolution or the Morphe ones. Because I've seen them and the colors are very, very nice. If I didn't already have like the Patrick Ta ones, I would definitely, I think for me, based on accessibility, I would go for the Morphe ones because in order for me to get a lot of the Makeup Revolution stuff I want to get, I'd probably end up having to ask Chris if she could pick it up for me. But I don't want to ask Chris, like I would send her the money for it, but I don't want to like bombard her with like requests of stuff that I can't get here. Because there was something else I mentioned and somebody in the comments did say like, oh, we'll get someone from the US to get it for you. But I don't want to get people to do that for me. Because Chris is already getting something that, well, I don't know. If she gets the stuff, she gets the stuff. If she doesn't, I mean, it's perfectly fine with me. But I already asked her for if she could get me one of the House Labs bronzers and something else. It was like 2 ColourPop palettes. As part of our friend mail thing, and then I'm getting her stuff here. She still hasn't told me anything she wants. So I'm going to be getting her stuff that is Canadian. And her and I don't have a timeline. We don't have a timeline, Chris. So don't go rushing to buy anything. Because what her and I are doing is friend mail, which is, I think, fun. Yeah, I just put the bronzer on. darn. Somebody asked, what was that? Someone did ask me something. What was it? I don't remember. Darn it. I was thinking about it this morning too, and I was like, oh yeah, I'll talk about that in the video. Okay, I definitely look bronzed, at least on my end. So I have to go over just to make sure it's blended. Then we're going to go into, I'm going to use the lightest one between the two bronzers today. Good Times and Tan Lines. Again, if you got something like this, you're like, oh, it's too dark for me, which I don't think it's too dark for me. Use it as an eyeshadow. Use it in your eyebrows. I think that would work. I'm going to take this one, though, called Swim Shady, which I think that's hilarious. And we're going to put some of this on. That is pigmented. Oh, Grace did when she went to the freezer.
Do you ever clean the inside of it? No, most of the time I just have to push it any further. It just keeps falling. Yeah, I know.
He needs a new phone.
Maybe bring the phone over here for me.
That's a nice bronzer. Well, she didn't know. All right. There's definitely, these are definitely powdery. I'm gonna do my eyebrows.
No. I was thinking of a light.
Me and David watched that mini series Adolescence on Netflix. I can't remember if I mentioned that. That was interesting and good. And we only watched it because I think it was last weekend or whenever I had those 2 days off last, I gotten up and then all over our Instagram was talk about that. So we watched it. It's interesting. It's good. I'm not going to watch it again, but yeah. I'm still trying to think about what I think of the context of it. I feel like the dye that I put in my eyebrows last week is already fading. I'm thinking of just getting some Just for Men and doing my eyebrows. I bet you I could do my mustache if I leave it alone, let it grow. I feel like my stash grows in fast right here on the corners.
You made it worse. How would it make it worse? Well, by pushing it down, it would just stay charged. Now it keeps still charged now. It's not it would have charged without someone moving.
I wonder what blush would go, because I want to use this. No? I think it's because you get hand-me-down phones. That's why.
Not even that old. This one's not old at all.
Yeah, that was my old phone, David.
That one's mine.
That one was yours?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So that's like 2 years old.
Alright, then I don't know. I'm debating using one of these, which I think I would go that one, or... Okay, we're not going to do that one. The e.l.f. putty blushes too, guys. These are good. I have these two shades. One's like mauve-y and the other one's or something Maui, and the other one, I don't know. The shade name will be in the description box because off the top of my head I don't remember what this one is. Well, it might be peachy actually. Peachy lychee. Yes, I am doing 3 dots after saying you only need one of this. This is a nice light shade though, so oh. That looks nice. I think this one is peachy lychee. No, peach. Oh my, peach perfect. Well, like I said, it'll be in the description box. Alright, we're gonna do the eyeshadow and then we'll finish the blush, because I like to do the powder blush I think first before I do the, or I like to do setting powder before I do that. So there's definitely not a skin tone color in here, so I'm gonna grab my trusty old pal here. And I'm going to put this all over my eyelids first to set. Because I did put foundation on my lids, so I want to make sure it isn't tacky and that the eyeshadow ends up being patchy or anything. And I'll keep this out because I'll use it for blending as well. Especially if the eyeshadow goes haywire. Alright, grab some. It's probably going to be an easy look. That needs to get washed. I don't know what I used that one for. Alright, we're gonna go, sorry, into Cozy AF, so this shade right here. Outer corner and then blend it up into the crease. That's a nice color. I like there's how there's teddy bears embossed in all of these too. Super cute. Thank you. Are any of you guys watching The Ultimatum Season 3? I've been watching it the past couple of days. I think I'm almost done Season 3. I mentioned it yesterday. It's like... It's definitely drama, but holy crap, man. Why would you put yourself through that? I'm going to take that same shade down on the lower lash. Same brush. If you're like, this is a MSQ brush. Oh, I know what I was gonna say. My t-shirts and hoodies, all the ones that are just plain like colors, men's section at Walmart, they're all from the George brand. That's where I get all my just plain basic colored t-shirts and hoodies that you tend to see me wear. And I think I buy all mine in extra large because I don't want them form-fitting. So they're all nice and comfy, and like the arms are longer than women's. It's fantastic. And it's affordable. At least more affordable than like all those stores that are in the strip malls. Okay, same brush. I'm gonna go into Bare Necessities. So this one right here. Same thing. Outer corner and into the crease. And same brush. Just blend, blend, blend. I was watching Love is Blind, but I feel like the newest season, I don't know if it was the US one or a different one, I could not get into it. And I've watched almost all the seasons of Love is Blind, at least like the US ones. The latest one though, I'm pretty sure it was the US one. I couldn't get into that one. Alright, there's that shade. I'm gonna wipe my brush off. I want to go into Warm and Fuzzy Feeling, so this one right here. Kind of want to see how that looks down here. That's pretty. I mean, they're browns. I like browns. I feel like a lot of these shades too, I definitely have in other palettes, but having these shades all in just this one palette is fantastic. Okay, now what do I want to do for shimmer? I probably might go darker on the outer corner, but we'll see. They're also pretty. I kind of want to do Wanna Play. So this one right here. I'm going to use another MSQ brush. I'm just going to see if this will pick it up. Okay, that's darker than I was expecting, but it'll still work. Let me get my micro mirror. Oh, that's pretty. It's like a nice taupey brown. Maybe I'll take a lighter one and put it in the middle. Okay. I'll definitely now I need to work more on here because I put that shimmer here, which is dark. Now it's made my eyes look a little bit enclosed, if you will, at least to me. Okay, I'm gonna go into Cozy AF first. Bring that up higher out here. I feel like some people don't understand what I mean when I feel like when I do dark in here and then it ends up looking too light out here, I feel like my eyes look sunken into my head. And then so feel like I have to go back out here to kind of bring this out to make my eyes look like they're not so into my head. I'm going to take a lighter shader. Oh my gosh. A lighter shade. What is wrong with me? Brighten up a little bit in here. So I took the shade, okay, it didn't lighten it that much because that other shade's kind of dark, but I took Sugar Bear, this first shimmer. And I'm not seeing any fallout either from this, so that's a good thing. This brush is one of my ABH brushes. I took it from one of the palettes. Alright, just wiping that off. Now I'm going to go into, I think, Hug Life. So this one right here. I'm putting this one out here. And just blend. I know I do my eyeshadow kind of like the same way every time, but when you know what you find works for you and what you like, I will say the shadows are blending very nicely. Okay. I'm wiping that brush off because I want to go back into Cozy AF. So I'm going to go back into this one again. And blend over the edge of that. And then drag whatever down below. All right. And then of course, I'm going to take my translucent setting powder and blend up a bit higher out here, and then just a little bit right here. This kind of reminds me of the look I did yesterday, but yesterday's I think looked a bit more rosy. I don't know. I'm debating. I'm gonna leave the shimmer like that because I know me, I can mess this up very easily. You did want to add more shimmer though. There is this one. I have this one on and this one. Could any of these brighten this up a little bit more? I don't know. I'm just gonna go into this one, the first one again with my finger just to see how this translates. So pretty much the same, a little bit. It's a bit brighter though. Just gotta take this brush, nothing on it, and just blend in the middle like that. All right. Now I'm like, for the lower lash line, I don't want to like close my eyes off. I'm getting hungry. It's pretty. All right. So far, so good. I'm debating though, like, what do I want? Something else on the lower lash line so it's not so bare. I'll go into this one and then I guess a little bit of that one. Oh, that's really dark. Whoa. Darker than I want it, but you know, and then we'll just take this and blend it. I do have the DD Signature palette here. I haven't opened it yet. It's still in the package. I'm going to wait till tomorrow because I'll do what I did here. I'll do a get ready with me and use that palette, and I'll swatch it as well. Okay, so there's the eye look. I like it. It's definitely something I'd wear. And I'll definitely wear all these shades. Why? Because it's neutral, it's all browns. And it's not just, I mean, yeah, definitely straight up warm tone. And I like the shades of browns that are in here. Yeah, it's more metallic than it is sparkly, but that works for me. All right. I'm going to take this brush and just set my face right quick with this. I don't think I'm going to spray my face today. And then we'll go into Sunburn. I'm definitely going to use this as a blush shade. Compared to this eye look though, does this look, eye look, oh my goodness, it looks cool tone to me, not warm. So I wonder why she wants, well, I don't know who the company's run by. This blush is warm tone. This eye look looks cool tone. So I'm kind of wondering why they want to do a cool tone version of this when there's obviously cool tones in here. And I'm thinking maybe it's because like this one, like maybe those three are cool toned. And maybe this one a little bit. Stuff, I mean, I think it's like, it's a good mix, so. But yeah, I read like a month or two ago they want to do a cool tone version and they said to keep an eye out for it. I'm not going to get it though. Yeah, this blush is definitely warm tone compared to the eye look. But it's okay because you can wear both cool tones and warm tones together. There's no rule saying, oh, you can only wear warm tones or cool tones. That's actually pretty. And I can definitely see why it's called Sunburn. But I like it. And then I'm just going to take my foundation brush and just go over the edge. And we need some mascara. And something for the lips today. I think we're not going, I might just wear the Saie one today. This one's almost gone. Like I said before, I'm surprised how fast I went through this one because I didn't think I was using it really. But apparently I was. This is the shade Saie. I can't talk.
Can't speak to you.
No, I can't speak today. Glossy Bounce or something. It's in the shade Dip. Down the road, I would like to get another one of these. Possibly the same color. But that's what I'm going to use today. Because like I said, I do have a couple of lip products I'm trying to finish using up. Like this Fenty one. There's a couple of others kicking around. I still can't find where I put my opened, almost gone Lawless Forget the Filler gloss in Velvet. I have one that's unopened. But there's one that's open and it's just like this. It's just about gone. I don't know where on earth I put it. So I'm going to have to go through bags and all my drawers at some point. I guess I'll do it today. See if I can find it. Okay, mascara. We'll use the L'Oreal Paradise Big Deal. That eye booger. Week woke up to snow this morning. It ended up snowing. Don't you just love it when spring comes? And it's been looking like spring for weeks, like almost a month. And then spring finally hits. And then you get hit with snow. It's like, wow, thank you. It's been so nice. Ooh, I gotta take some butter out of the freezer. I want to make banana bread. One of the kids was talking about banana bread yesterday. And how every time she makes it, it doesn't turn out. And I was like, oh, well, maybe I'll make banana bread and bring you in a loaf. Because we have bananas that no one's eating now. Does anybody else go through phases where you find like 1 week or 2 weeks the bananas are not staying in the house, and then randomly there's like a week nobody's eating the bananas, and then so you go a week or two without buying any, and then they start complaining saying how come there's no bananas? I feel like that's like a cycle here, and the only ones that really eat the bananas are Grace and I, but she'll go from eating a lot of them to like not eating them at all. All right, makeup is done. I like it. What do you guys think? I feel like it blended out nicely. Looks nice. I like the blush, the bronzer. Yeah. All right. I'm like, do we want... I kind of want to swatch that other palette. Maybe I'll skedaddle out of here and I'll go into another video and swatch the palette. Because now I'm like, I want to. Let me know. Have you tried anything from Give Me Glow Cosmetics? Whether it's this palette or... I don't even know what they have, honestly. Because I didn't bother perusing their site. I just went on to get the things that I knew I wanted. And then I got off. And then, of course, let me know who I should look at that's affordable for... I'm going to say metallics and shimmers. I think I have a lot of mattes, but I think I like to get multi-chromes, duochromes, shimmers, metallics, whatever in these. Let me know who you guys would go to for that. All right, I'm going to get out of here. And until next time, have a good one.